Good evening everybody, hello and welcome to OTL Racing here on Twitch for round number 1 of our new Race From League, this time in the BMW 235i. So yeah, nice one make series, should be pretty good fun coming from the WTCR from last season. We should have 19 or 20 drivers with us here this evening. Evening Visa, evening Reese, hope you are both well. Yes, tonight we are at Knutstorp Ring GP, so Swedish circuit. I don't think I've streamed here before, so looking forward to seeing how they fare. By all accounts, not a very easy track. We should see a few spills here or there, I think, but yeah, hopefully they'll all have a good evening of it and they'll all have a decent evening to remember. As I said, thrills and spills are plenty, I'm sure, but hopefully all good when we get to the end. So M-Power, BMW M-Power racing with us here tonight, for once in a BMW as well. Quite often we have everyone moaning about, hang on a minute, it's got BMW in his name, why is it not in a BMW? Well, you can't get out of it this season. It was good to see him back in our championship, so yeah, he'll be looking to do well this week. Get off to a good start. You can see they're all in 9/10 clear in practice. So yeah, let's go on board then with one of the early drivers. So we've just got a few more to still join in. Got a few in the pits that haven't set a time as well. So nearly everybody into the lobby. We've just got a couple more to wait for, and then we should be good to go. So before we get going, before they do start qualifying, we've got a little track guide made for us by M-Power himself actually, so we can have a quick look through, and we'll talk you through a lap of Knutstorp Ring GP. So not the easiest circuit by any stretch, but yeah, looking forward to seeing how they all fare this evening. So fairly long run down to turn number 1. Getting that brakes about the 80-metre line. Very late apex there. There's that run off on the left hand side. 2 very quick kinks here into turn number 4. Try and keeping that nice and smooth. Lift off a little bit there just to make sure you can take this left hander nice and flat. Come down into slow turn number 8. That curve nicely here. So M-Power, this will be a lap that you'll see probably near the top. Long hairpin turn number 9. Get that car rotated nice and early. And through turn number 10 down to the right hander at turn number 11. So the short lap, about a minute long. a couple more corners to go. Long downhill stretch there, so very easy to mess up your braking there, but hopefully they'll all be okay. Banked uphill, very awkward turn. And yeah, if it's all gone right, it'll be just over a minute, around a minute there. It's a cracking lap from Empower. I think we'll see him do similar to that in the race. So yes, it's a difficult circuit to contend with, but hopefully they'll fare okay this evening. Let's go on board them. One or two of the drivers. There's about 5 or 6 of them still on circuit. Let's go on board with Empower himself actually. So you can see what outright pace he's got. So he's going to be hard to live with tonight. So we've got a couple of drivers not here at the moment, but we're going to get going anyways, and if they're late or they miss out, then that's their own doing. So 16 here with us at the moment. So 3 races tonight. Reverse grids from the top 8, well, reverse top 8 for races 2 and 3. Just the one qualifying at the start of the night. So it should be good to get going very shortly. So another new driver as well, Ogaz Agan. Apologies if I've butchered your name there, sir. And then we go into the 10-minute qualifying to start the evening. And Agan, look at that end of the pit lane, straight out to circuit, no messing about there. That did not take him long. So yeah, it's quite a short circuit, but you can see it's by no stretch is it easy. More of a karting track in some ways, but sort of slightly larger karting track. Should be fun though, so it's going to be difficult for the drivers, especially those that haven't really got enough practice in. That is going to, yeah, they'll know about that pretty quickly. That's Empower, I think they're shooting past. Yeah, getting it ragged, but getting it round. Yeah, nice short circuit, so they'll get plenty of laps in during the race. And, we should see some times coming in quite early here. Just all done with their outlaps, so Empower now on to his first hot lap of the evening. So we saw it from his cockpit point of view earlier on. Interesting to see if we can match that kind of time. So just over the minute, I think, for the very front runners. It's going to be quite tough for them to, for the rest of them to achieve. So it might be a case of fighting for the rest, battle of the best of the rest. And yeah, but we'll have to see how Empower fares in the race. So he's not immune to a mistake. So there's undulations as well, so easy to make a mess of those, but it's faring very well. We know how good Empower is. And beautifully through those last couple of corners, so we'll see some valid times then coming in. There we are, so Empower 1:02.045 straight into the bits as well. Phil Lawson, what does he set? Just under a second back, so 1:02.982 for him. Bas Schilstra coming over the line now. It's just over 2 seconds back, 1:04.144 for him. Sasha Rupel, Conor Garrett coming over the line as well. Ron Infanta coming down to the line now. Time, so a little bit off the, at the moment. Again, quite a tough circuit, so we might see a few of them struggle. Vizar Jakoli, the Kosovan. Evening, Smudge. Evening, sir. Hope you're doing well. Bit of race run this evening. It's a Knutstorp Ring GP. Tough old cookie to crack, this one, but yeah, that should be entertaining for us. Visa up to 5th. Nice lap from him there. Conor Garrett, let's see him come around the final corner as well. So he's currently in 3rd. Will he improve? Car just ahead as well, getting out of the way onto the grass before it comes back to the pits, I'm sure. Well, it's not far off Phil Lawson now. Got Kobalecki coming around to complete a lap as well. Currently sitting in 4th, couple of tenths behind Connor. Just over 1.1 seconds off of current pole time. Oh, it's utterly mad. It's absolutely balmy. It's yeah, it's a bit of a roller coaster in every sense. To get a bit of sense of the speed, you'll get the undulations in the bank corners around here are, yeah, utterly mad, but sure quite fun to drive if you can keep it pointing in the right direction, but it's so easy to make a mistake. So you've got downhill sections like that, bank corner there, and then look at the bank turn here, and it's a right-hander immediately afterwards. So yeah, the difference between a good lap and a bad lap around here are going to be pretty large, I think. So it'll be interesting to see how they fare. And Power still at the top of the table though, 102.045 for him. Again, going into 5th. Good lap from Ogu's there. So Power not improving at all yet. Just gone on board with St Martin Webb's faring. Down to 13th at the moment. And down to 14th now as Shores van Zandvliet. Sorry, have practiced that name, still messed it up. Up into 9th, so into top 10 for him, so 18 in now. So a couple of drivers have joined us at last minute. Zamfir Radu into the Romanian. Still need to set a competitive time. About 7.3 seconds back at the moment, so just an out lap effectively. It's fun to do a circuit, different circuits are always great, but circuits this different are a bit, yeah, they keep you on your toes. Especially if you use that much of the grass, Martin. So that'll be no quicker for him. It's good by Phil Lawson. So, in 3rd at the moment, Olga Zagan, the Turkish driver, going in front, popping up into 2nd. But we know Lawson's one of the quickest on his day. So 3.5 minutes to go now. So these guys trying to catch up with Empower, but struggling a little bit. Let's go back on board then with Lucas Kobilecki. Oh, a bunch of new names to butcher. Apologies in advance. Puts up into 3rd, so just ahead of Phil Lawson. So you've got 6 drivers now within a second. Most of them quite close to each other, apart from Empower, who's 8 tenths ahead of everyone else. He's gone on board with In the Bag Bud. Currently sitting in 10th. And doesn't improve, so we'll have to go again. He's gone on board with Adam Drain, then he's currently sitting in 13th. So hopefully the audio is alright for the car sound. Bit of an odd track to mix the audio for, but yeah, cameras are either very far away or basically on top of the bonnet. He does not gain any more positions then. Fizar Damien into the pits. Damien Jensen up to 5th now then. They're within a second himself. Alexander Krauk in 9th. Another new driver in the championship, the Russian. Can he improve? Currently 103.6, his best time so far. So 102.045, as you can see, being the current pole sitting time. And just over 1.5 minutes to go. So get plenty of laps in round here, with it being such a short circuit. So a little bit bit of grass there for Alexander, so I think that would have not done him any favours. You will see those times go down as the night goes on, as well as a lot of the drivers get more comfortable with the circuit. It's going to be interesting from a race perspective. I think it could throw up a few issues here or there, but we will see. So coming down to the line now, let's see if he improves. He's currently sitting in 10th, just under 1.6 seconds back, but yeah, no improvement for him. Conor Garrett coming down to the line, still on the circuit. Sitting in 6th at the moment, and that does not change. On board with Bas Schilstra, currently sitting in 11th, 1.587 back from pole. Doesn't need to gain much time to jump those just ahead of him. And there we go. In this game, yeah, you get caught when that happens. There's nothing you can do about that. Ignore why I don't know why the Cooper thing's come up in the top left. Top left, you can ignore that. Race Room did have an update with its streaming stuff, so yes, I think a couple of bugs maybe for them to filter out. But M-Power, superb pole position, 102.045. Takes a superb pole position. Oguz Agan, 102.905 in second, and 102.960 for Kobalecki, sitting in 3rd position. So we'll get that entered in then, so that we can look at the points at the end of the evening. So a minute to ready up, and I think most of them will get onto the grid nice and quickly. So 3 races all the same length, all 15 minutes long, so that was the only qualifying we have tonight. The top 8 in this next race will start from a reversed position, so 8th starts first starts 8th, and the rest just start where they finished the previous race. So it'll be an interesting format. Worked quite well the last couple of seasons, hopefully will work well again this evening. So I think all the cars basically ready up on the grid. Lovely, just in time. So we go to M-Power at the front of the pack. Let's see how he fares early on. Red lights are all up and they are gone. And M-Power off the line. Let's see how good a start he can get. You can see there, Agan coming across, slotting in behind Nice and early Phil Lawson, possibly up into 3rd. Kobalecki possibly dropping a position. Oh, and that's not a good start from M-Power. It's gone wrong very early on, and this is going to be a nightmare to rejoin. He's going to have to go as wide as possible here. He does a pretty good job. A little bit of contact, but it should be okay. So coming through the first few corners, just making the way through gently. Darryl Wright dropping off the back, so he's had an incident early on. But like I say, camera's very close here. It's very loud for some reason, so I've turned it down a little bit. Hopefully that's okay. So yeah, M-Power, terrible start for him. Down in 10th now, so he's going to have to make his way through the pack if he's able to. But Oguz Agan at the top of the order, already 1.2 seconds ahead of Damien Jensen. Kobalecki holding on to 3rd. Look at that fairly solid gap already starting to build. Conor Garrett in 4th. You can see he's got Kobalecki and Jensen just in front. Zandvliet just behind him with Phil Lawson, Visar Jacoli, Bas Schilstra, M-Power, and then Crook rounding out the top 10. So Darryl Wright, yeah, whether he's retired, he might know. He's still going, so he's had maybe had a couple of issues on that first lap. That would not have been a good start for him, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a bit of a roller coaster in every sense, this track, especially what it does to his stomach, I'm sure. But great start from Oguz then, the Turkish driver, holding on to a 2-second lead, pulling away from Jensen just in front here, and this fight now for the top few positions. So a little bit of a hit on the back there. So I don't know who that was. That would have been, I think that would have been Zandvliet there. So he had to be a bit careful, but he's got away with it, I think. Made contact, but didn't spin him round. Zandvliet just on the back of this pack of 4. Second down to 5th. You've got M-Power already catching them up. Visar Jacoli as well in 7th. So M-Power already up to 6th, 4.6 seconds off the lead still, so he'll have to get to the front of this group and then try and push past them. try and get up to the leader if he really wants to make a battle for the race win. So 15 minutes though, so he's got plenty of time. So he knows he has the outright pace. Doesn't need to make a panic about that too much. Kind of still in third, but trying to keep tabs with Damien Jensen, the Norwegian driver. Danish. Don't know where that came from. The Danish driver. Just ahead. 3.1 seconds though off of Agan in the lead. He's pulling away here. He's looking very, very good. Very, very good early on. Let's go back a bit further in the bag, bud. Currently sitting in 12th. So he's got Sasha Rupel just ahead of him. The Caparol livery. It's got Adam Drain, Martin Webb just in behind. So it's 18 still on circuit car behind them, having a bit of a moment. I think that was Adam Drain. He's still okay though, still pulling in the right direction, which is what matters. So still going strong. The guys fighting for the top few positions. He's letting Agan get away very nicely here. So M-Power nearly on the back of this pack as well. So he'll start having to make moves on Kobilecki and Zandvliet, Garrett and Jensen, I would imagine, in the next few laps. But Ogaz Agan was off and away at the front. 102.923, his best lap was on the previous lap as well, so he's still doing some cracking lap times. Empel though lapping in the 102.6s, so he does have time on the leader, about 3 or 4 tenths a lap. Probably push a little bit further as well, go a little bit harder and try and chase him down. He will want the race win still. A podium will be great. We'll get, you're getting points still, but he'll want to push on through. And he's already up to the back of that pack that we could see, so he's got alongside. He's got alongside Zandvliet here. Going to go up the inside and take that inside curve. A little bit of grass more than maybe a light there. So I'm not sure if he got squeezed. Possibly did. Possibly did do. Do we have one driver who's out, or has he just had a bad spin? Let's see. Oh no, Krug is back in the pit, so not quite sure what's happened to him. Looks like a retirement, so we'll have to find out afterwards. The Russian driver looks like we'll be out of this race. It's Damien Jensen then, 4.1 seconds back from this leader, Ogaz Agan. He's pulling away a little bit from Conor Garrett, so he's looking good for a podium at the moment. Conor Garrett with Zandvliet. Oh, he's going wide though. Around that roller coaster of the grass section. Oh, and something's not gone very well there. Is he going to rejoin? No, he's done. So he's off into the pits as well. So I wonder what's going on there then. Let's find out afterwards. So a couple of retirees it looks like so far. It's always a shame. So leading now 5 seconds clear, going great guns. M-Power now up into a podium spot, so he gets through past Zandvliet and Kobilecki. I'm going to try and chase down Damien Jensen in second. I think he's trying to get past possibly a back marker there. Oh, Garrett and Clark, oh no, still going. So Garrett and Cracker's come back out onto the pit, so maybe it was damage. Not sure. Don't think shouldn't be. So not quite sure what's gone on with them then. But hopefully they'll get back out on circuit. Still push on, just in case any more don't finish. Still be some points in it for them. So yes, it turns out then, I think Krug and Garrett have had the same problem. So the suspension has just gone on the car completely. Like the completely lost steering. So they've had to pit. So it's just, this car not doing overly well with the undulations of the circuit. You have to be very careful with those curbs, I'm sure. So different circuit choice to what we usually do. Something a bit more out of the box. Whether it'll prove to be a bit of a disaster, we'll find out afterwards. But yeah, it's fighting hard. 2 of them so far, running Thunder maybe as well. So hopefully Go can get going again, but I think that might be him done. So Kruk's probably had the same problem early on. So Empower doing all he can now to try and chase down. Damien Jensen in second, still about 1.8 seconds between them. But Empower is roughly 8/10 quicker per lap. Both setting their best lap on their previous though. So second down to fifth all setting their best lap on their previous lap. So they're still going well. So they are getting more and more familiar with the circuit. Not everyone's able to get a load of practice in, obviously. So I think we've lost Riding Thunder now, which is a shame. Maybe struggling so much with the circuit doesn't feel safe. I'm not sure. We'll find out afterwards. So Empower not far back now from Damien Jensen, and they are reeling in the leader a little bit. That lead has come down. You saw from that little clip we watched earlier on, Empower is strong round here. Best lap of the race, a 1:02.0, which is a good 6/10 quicker than any other car on circuit. And look, he's already closed up to the back of Jensen. If he can get past Jensen soon, I think he could start trying to catch the leader. He's about 6/10 a lap quicker than Agan in first, so yeah, he will still be with a chance of catching him up if he gets past Damien anytime soon. So you can see how he's getting that car turned. You can see how he's getting that car. I'm imagining he's probably downshifting quite early, flooring it pretty early, and just using the back end and getting that car round. Not everyone comfortable with doing that, but it's working for him. You can just see it's a little bit sharper on the exit. He's going much wider on entry as well to give him so much more angle. He's going to try and get Damien down the straight. So they have lost a little bit of time now in their fighting to the leader, but he has got alongside just about. Yeah, no, he has done. Try and go the long way round. It'll be a great move if he's able to make it stick. He's a little bit of the run off there, and just about gets that move made. So great pass by Empower. Now 5.2 seconds back from the lead though with 5 minutes to go. So he's going to have to push. So there's no saying that we won't see more mistakes. So we've already seen it's a circuit that can bite. The reason Empower is having to fight back is due to the issues he had earlier on. We've got Kobalecki here and Zandvliet just in front of him. Polish and Dutch driver. For a good battle here, trying to get top 4. We've just seen now that lead at the top 3.8 seconds. So that's already come down by 6 or 7 tenths in that previous lap. So it's getting closer. So it's such a difficult circuit. 4 minutes to go now. You see that lead's come down bit by bit with Empower. So it's in the bag, bud. He's currently sitting in 10th, looking to get past Sasha Rupel, just ahead of him in 9th. And the German driver just ahead of him. We've got Phil Lawson ahead in 8th as well, another second or so in front. So still positions to be gained here. So Damien Jensen now, you can see he's back from Empower, but quite a safe gap between him and the next car back. So he's driving a solid race, but fairly uneventful now. Empower pushing and pushing him. I've gone board with him in a lap or two's time. I'm sure he's going to be getting closer and closer to the leader. Evening, Jerome. Hello, sir. Sad to not see you on the race room now. Can't blame you if you're that quick on ACC. Sort of understand, but yeah. Shame you're not here to give them, especially Empower, a run for his money. Hope you're doing well. So Empower now 2.7 seconds the gap. Just under 3 minutes remaining. Yeah, man, see how it goes. Depends what we're doing next season, I suppose. Could do, yeah. See what the situation is at the time. It'll be the other side of Christmas now, won't it? So Got plenty of time to do what you're doing. And what you're doing on ACC, you're doing very well. So, yeah, I wouldn't complain. Kobilecki's still fighting with Zandvliet now, down in 4th and 5th. Just getting past one of the... About Marcus, a car that's had to go in. Maybe, I reckon the suspension is giving cars around here a few more issues than they thought they were going to have. Maybe just... People just not quite, you know, driving the car smoothly enough around here, hitting those curbs too hard, and, yeah. The suspension not very appreciative of that. So, yeah, seen a few pit stops. We can see Croak, Wright and Garrett all have had to pit. Garrett's suspension going completely. There's not much you can do once that happens. So a couple of laps left now. Empower is 1.6 seconds back. So this is easily the closest anyone has been. You can see how hard he is pushing that car now. He is closing that gap at an absolutely astonishing rate of knots. I think there's a good chance here that he might be in front at the end of this lap. If he's pushing at this pace, as long as he doesn't make any mistakes, then Agan is going to do very well to hold him off. You can see just how much more comfortable that Empower is in pushing that car aggressively. And it seems to be working for him. Indeed, Bautman, indeed. Oh, Bautman, indeed, Jerome, indeed. I've got no idea how to say your name. But thank you very much for the follow. I'm going to try and start. I don't know where to start. But yeah, much appreciated. So we've got our Imola race soon. I think we'll have another little event as well after the Imola run before Christmas, maybe. If we're able to. And then, yeah, another endurance probably mid-January. Got a good sense we might already know what it is. It's one of two. I suspect it might be 6 hours again. I think we'll keep it at a nice length. We don't want to just keep getting longer and longer races, but yeah. Got a couple of tracks possibly in mind. Oh, they are side by side now. So Agan now is going to have to get his elbows out. It's not going to be about pace anymore. It's going to be entirely about can he just keep him behind him and not let him make him move. Just try and hold off those apexes and shut them down. Don't let Empower have anything to go for. But not long left now. So it's such a difficult circuit, so many ups and downs, literally. So final corner, penultimate lap. They come around to start their last lap. There's a few ideas, yeah, the bits and bobs. We've got something else in the pipeline as well for early next year. On Empower, oh, he's just pushing too hard, and like I said, it's come back to bite him. Oh, and Damien Jensen gets back past 4 seconds, so that mistake is going to cost him. It's going to cost him heavily. He might even be down to 5th spot here. Yeah, and look at that, how many positions he's dropped. So that leads 2 mistakes we've seen from Empower. And yeah, like I said, this track will bite, and he's been pushing as hard as he could. And unfortunately for him, that push for that top spot, he wanted that win. He was going to do anything he could to have it. And he paid the price. So Ogozagan, the Turkish driver, superb driving this evening. First race of the championship, beautifully consistent and clean, taking advantage of others' trials and tribulations. Come through the final corner, will come down to the line, and he will take the win in race number 1. Well done, Uggers. Superb drive, little wiggle down the line, celebratory wiggle, lovely stuff. Oh, I know Damien. Has Damien run out of fuel on the final corner? Oh, he has. Not another one. This happened yesterday in ACC. So Zandvliet has taken second then. Empower taken third. Let's get the name right. Kobilecki in 4th. Damien Jensen is even going to finish. I think he might have just about got it across the line in 5th. So that was disgustingly close. So I wonder how close that was to completely running out, or if that was another issue there. But Jensen finishing 5th, Schielster in 6th, Vizar Shikoli in 7th, in the Bagbud coming home in 8th. We've got Phil Lawson just behind Sasha Ruppel, then in 9th and 10th. Jay Middleton finishing in 11th, ahead of Martin Webb in 12th. We had Zamfir Radu and Adam Drain. So Drain still just coming around the final couple of corners. Coming home in 14th, and then we'll have Krauk, Darrell Wright and Garrett. Bit oversteery, yeah, just a tad. More Dutchies coming in, yeah. Oh, you can't stop. Oh, yeah, the Dutch like a good car, don't they? Like a good race car. So yeah, there's just a constant influx. Ignore White, says Cooper. I have no idea. I'll look at that afterwards, but it shouldn't say that. But hey ho. Little bug in the works. So again, superb drive there. Fastest lap though to Empower 102.021. Superb driving from both of them. Unfortunately, Darryl Wright, Rolling Thunder and Conor Garrett not finishing. Kraut getting back out on circuit after making what I'm assuming were suspension repairs. Got back out on track and finished the race. So we'll still gain some points for that. So well worth doing. But again, Zandvliet and Empower taking the podium spot. So pole position for race number 2 is in the bag, bud. He starts on first. Vijay Shikoli starting second. Bas Schilstra starting third. We have Jensen in fourth. I think Kobalecki starting fifth. So yeah, it's going to be very intriguing second race yet. Reverse top 8. So yeah, it's very unfortunate for Empower. 2 mistakes of his own doing, it looked like, going wide. 2 very rare mistakes. He's got that raw pace, but you see the rest are just about close enough that if he makes those mistakes, they can still cost him. But yeah, clearly the suspension around here, not something the game is too fond of if you take liberties at those curbs. Evening, Jack. Hello, sir. Jack, we're on commentary. Lovely catchy username. Oh, and the alert fitted it in there. Lovely. Thank you very much for the 30 cheers. Much appreciated, man. How are you doing, dude? I've missed you, man. Hope you're alright. We're cool to catch up at some time whenever you're available. But yeah, hope you're doing well. Good to see you as always. So hopefully getting into the server for race number 2 nice and quickly. There we go. Let's hope that I'm not joining before they've actually restarted it. Let's find out. If I've got dear oh dear sausage fingers. There we go. I'll just sit on the keyboard. I've got as good a chance of hitting the password. One of these must be correct. No, this track's a bit mad. So I do like Race Room. It's fairly eventful. This track's nuts, utterly nuts. But I mean, that's why it's quite fun. I'm sure some of them are loving it and some are absolutely hating it tonight. But hey ho, on Martin Webb's head, so be it. They're his choices. So yeah, it's nice to do something a bit different. What you commentating on tonight, man? I haven't seen you. Oi, language. Don't try and be too clever, Legger. I will kick your butt out of the chat so fast. Nartaz, evening. Yay, indeed. I might have to time that out, Leg. No, I don't know. I can't just delete a comment. Don't try and be smart. Oh, I finally got a... what's your username in Discord, Taz? Evening, Sam. This track looks cut. It's not easy. Actually, this looks really difficult to do quick. So easy to make mistakes around here. You tell me that it's not really close to it. It's quite close. It's Knutstorp. Simulation racing. Oh, fair enough. TCR at Silverstone. iRacing, lovely. Gotta love a bit of iRacing. Now, what was that start? Crikey, that's a late start, Jack, isn't it? Deary dear. I've been watching our videos. Oh, fair enough. Oh, I appreciate you. I appreciate you've been watching them as well. Good that you've got an account now as well. But hopefully you've been enjoying the races you have seen. I just appreciate your time. Oh, are they? Oh, you're based. Oh, fair enough. It's like 8:30 in the evening here. Now. Oof, that is quite late, Jack. Oh. 10:30 in the evening. Fair enough. But if you're up late enough, you might as well make most of it. Get on the commentary. Can't even keep yourself nice and perky by having a coffee at that time, otherwise you'll never go to sleep afterwards. So no one really out on circuit, just getting everyone into the server, and then we get going for race number 2. So reverse top 8. So not long to go, I think, until everybody is back in. So I think they're all just about ready. Oh, again, there, popping in a nice little practice lap. Just a bit more time on track. Live with Australia, yeah, time difference. Yeah, we've got a few that watch from New Zealand and Australia, and yeah, you always have to appreciate the determination and the persistence of those Australian drivers who you can tune in, or especially when they getting up to race really early in the morning. Just mad, but fair play. Fair play. Oh, cool, yeah, Jack. That was on the. I think the bell car was that on Halloween, wasn't it? Because obviously we had our 6 hour the week afterwards, which went great. My throat hurt a little bit afterwards, but hey, Lockets turns out quite good. 3 hours of commentary, halfway in, throat sweet, gets you through to the end. It was great fun though, absolutely superb fun. Tiring, but fun. We have a 90-minute Imola race coming a week Sunday. That's just to celebrate the release of Imola that comes out on Wednesday. So we have 50 drivers signed up for that. That filled up in 24 hours. No, it filled up in about 8 hours. Our next proper endurance event will probably be mid-January. I think we'll announce that in a couple of weeks' time, maybe. So looking forward to that. Ah, Leon. Hello, hello. Good to see you again. Yes, Vizar. Solid driver. We know he's can get a good finish here, hopefully. Everyone's on circuit there. So Vizar starting in second, and we're on board with him actually already. So the Kosovan starting in second position. Got in the Bagbud on the left, starting on pole, and they are away. Looks like a good start there, though, for Vizar. Not a good one for in the Bagbud at all. Bogged down terribly on the line. It's going to be under attack from everybody behind. But Vizar gets a cracking start off into the lead at turn 1. Damien, another good start from him, so he's driving really consistently tonight so far. Up into second spot, Baz Shilstra in the Bagbud. Empower up in fifth, Kobalicki, Zanfleet and Agan, your top 8. No one's suspension's gone pop or crack yet, so that's a good, that's a positive start. Still got 15 minutes to go though for those tyres to burst. Yeah, it's a very evil track with the undulations you've got. I think the curbs as well, you hit them too aggressively and the game very much does not like it. So where's Empower then? Empower just sitting in behind in the Bagbud at the moment, looking for a way past at the right hander. Hugs that apex beautifully on the downhill. Gets past now up into fourth position, trying to chase down Shilstra now for third. So it is raw pace, so hard to keep behind. We've got Kobalicki back in seventh. So the Polish driver just behind the Dutchman Zandvliet. So these two were very close in the first race, and they're close yet again. Agan back in 8th. Your race winner from race number 1 looked so good in race 1. Would maybe have come under a bit of stress had Empower not made those mistakes, but he did. And yeah, all he did was his own race, and yeah, came over the line with all the points. So great start so far. It's fairly clean. As I heard a smacking of smash of glass ahead. Someone's headlights all over the road. Oh, 2 cars going side by side. Agan trying to go around the outside of Kobalicki. I think he gets the move done. Oh, no, Kobalicki still hanging on to the inside line. So have to go the long way round. Hangs it out wide. Nicely done by both these drivers, giving each other a nice amount of room. Yeah, good driving from both there, but Agan takes the position. So up into 7th now. Visa still holding on to that lead very nicely. Gives that lead 8 tenths now over Damien Jensen. Baz Shilstra in 3rd. Empower still trying to close that gap on him. So it's almost like a go-kart track, like I said this is. It's not easy. So many elevation changes. So the curbs don't look terribly dangerous around here, but I don't think they're what do most of the damage, to be honest. So Shilstra holding him off nicely. Gets a little bit wide though. Maybe gives Empower another sight. I think he's made quite a lot of his overtakes at this corner. He's clearly very strong around there. And he feels very confident up into 3rd then. Up onto the podium positions. The lead 2 cars just in front of him. So dangerous territory for the rest of them now. Empower is going to start pushing, I'm sure. So Shores van Zantvloot. Sorry if I keep butchering your name. I will get it right. I find it a little bit difficult. We'll get there in the end now. It's a bit... I don't know what it was designed in. It wasn't... Yeah, it's... It's like if you gave a kid too many sweets and then going, go on then. Draw a track. It goes round it, and then it goes up, then it goes down again, and then it goes round and then up again and down. It's that kind of... I'm sure they enjoy it. Just most of them had never done it before, so it's like, oh, I'll do a little bit of practice, and then it was, oh, good lord, what have I got myself into? Dave, I'll just call him Dave. Fair point. Fairly safe bet, isn't it? I'll just call everyone Dave. So these are still holding on to that lead. The M-Power and Jensen's so close in behind. Still 10.5 minutes to go as well. So it's only a short lap, just over the 1 minute long. They're doing well to keep M-Power behind them so far. So they know M-Power's got such raw pace. He's the one that they've got to really defend against, because if he gets in front of you, the chance of you being able to hang along with him and go with him for the ride is quite difficult. His sheer pace, his best lap. Well, Damien goes for a move on the inside. He does get it stuck as well. Fair play. A little bit of rubbing there. Oh, M-Power's going to try and follow him through, so a little bit of a tap there. This is Chicoli down to third. But these three still nice and close. So plenty of time to be had. Have to see how M-Power fares now if he is able to get past Damien. He'll have 9 minutes to try and stretch a lead, which you'd have to imagine he's very capable of doing. It's coupled with Ogor Zagan, so our leader from race number 1, down in 7th at the moment, not really been able to claw through those positions in front of him. In the bag, just ahead, Phil Lawson behind him. Kobaluki down in 9th as well, just getting past Krauk, the Russian. Side by side, Agan now gets into 7th though. Phil Lawson not able to make that move. If it was briefly ahead, then yeah, I think Agan got that back. Lawson trying to keep nice and close. Gone board with Baz Silstra, currently in 5th, so he's just ahead of that fight we were on board with a second ago. He's got Zandvliet just in front. I like the look of it, especially like the large U-shaped barrier going around a crane. Rainbow Road for touring car. Yeah. Green shells, red shells, banana skins. They can all come in handy. This would be quite difficult on Mario Kart. Good reference that with Rainbow Road though, especially the SNES version if you ask me, Super Nintendo. Showing my age again. Get me all nostalgic. So M-Power now only half a second back from the leader. So it's broken away a little bit from Chicoli. Chicoli's still on for 3rd though. Those three quite a way clear of 4th spot. Zandvliet in 4th, about 5 seconds back from the lead car. And Jensen just making sure he hits those apexes nicely. It's all he can do really. You can see though the way that M-Power whips that car round. So some people find this a bit slidey. He's just able to control that slide so well and actually use it to his advantage. As I said, he's using the rear of that car to get the nose round much earlier than everyone else. He's not afraid of putting the foot down again, using that wheel spin to rotate the car. He said he's happy to do that, and clearly we know how quick M-Power is. He's a frightfully fast driver, especially on here. Done a few ACC races with us as well. Goes by the name of Lucas Verza. Was absolutely rapid in the GT4 league he did with us. I'd be interested to see what he's like in the GT3. So we've got someone like we saw Boutman earlier in the chat, if you're still here. Jerome Morman went from race room to ACC. I didn't really know what to expect, and as it turns out, he's absolutely rapid. Pretty much almost alien speed. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. It's kind of is for me as well, Smudge. Kind of. Master System and Mega Drive are technically had one of them. I must have a second-hand ones all at some point, but yeah, Master System, Mega Drive, SNES was the one I played a lot on though, and then PlayStation 1. Then from then I've been Xbox. So yeah, plenty of choice. Can't complain. Jensen's doing a great job here, just to keep up to a pace that M-Power isn't able really to just make a lunge. But he's so close. Look at that, less than 2 tenths between them. M-Power going to the left. Damien Jensen hugging that middle line. Does not fancy giving him a go around the outside. Still nearly has a go around the outside though. Is he going to make this move stick? A hell of a move if he'd have got round the long way there, but not quite happening. Stops again in behind him, and he'll have another go shortly, I'm sure. Still 6 minutes to go, so if Jensen was able to keep him behind for that long, he deserves more than just a win. He deserves all the medals. So look how tight he's going to that apex. That's going to give Empower the chance at a cutback, you would have thought. No, Jensen holding on nicely. Really is hugging those curbs though, trying to avoid Empower having any way through. So he knows how much he needs to defend here. Or he might have allowed him inside. So Empower's been very good round this corner all night. Now tried to sneak his way through. A little tap on the rib. Not quite doing this time. So still 5.5 minutes to go. So still fights all throughout the grid as well. Down board with this one for longer. Trying to throw a dummy. Jensen moving to the inside. A bit further over than he was even on the last lap. Yes, the Spectrum thought, yeah, that they were a little bit. I'm just about old enough where we used to go around people's houses smudge and they would have one and be like, ooh, Ataris, you know, cassette, trying to get the flipping thing to work. Trying to play a bit like Trivial Pursuit on tape. Man, we sound old. Ah well. Empower on the outside though. He's got a long side fully now. We've seen how good he is around the outside. He's able to use that back end like you saw there. Great driving from Damien there. He's having to push. He knows he has to push now. Giving Vizar a chance at maybe latching back on as well. This isn't letting Empower do the pace we know he's got. I want to go and watch some other fights. But this is pretty engrossing stuff. And the moment I switch away from this, Empower will absolutely get past. That is how this works for me normally. Akan and Lawson still having a good fight in 7th and 8th. We'll go back on board with them shortly. These two fighting it out so hard still. Tooth and nail. Oh, a little bit wiggly there from Damien Jensen. Oh, he's done so. That could have been a huge crash. And I don't think that was anything to do with Empower. I think that was just Jensen's mistake. I saw a crash in practice where someone's gone head first into that barrier and it's such a crunching stop. So he's done very well there to avoid that. But he drops down to 3rd, unfortunately. So he's down behind Vizar Shikoli. We've got Zantfleet catching them up as well, though. Well, Jensen making the move there. Cut back, or instead cut back. Ended up having to take a little bit of the grass after. I think he got slowed down a bit there, Shikoli. But a little bit of a wiggle there off the grass. Going to have lost another position to Zantfleet. So down to 4th now. So he needs to get his head back in the game, focus. And concentrate yet again. Zantfleet up into 3rd now. So it seems to push forward more so in the second half of the race. He's very strong. Let's go back on board again. So with Sasha Rupel in 11th, got Conor Garrett. Conor Garrett, which was a bit further back than this earlier. Was in 13th, I think. So it's moved back up into the top 10, but still a train of cars here. Garrett in front, just getting a little bit wiggly. Kobalecki and Agan just in front. On board with Phil Lawson actually. So currently 7th, has held Agan behind him nicely all race. So we don't need to watch the front race now. Empower got off and away, 3 seconds in the lead already, so he's put his foot down. Well, they did all they could in terms of defending from him, but yeah, after that, unfortunately for them, he has disappeared off into the horizon. So only 2 minutes to go now. So probably still another 3 laps then, such as the shortness of this lap. Looks like the Russian is out again. So I wonder if that's another suspension failure. Could easily be. Could easily be. Empower, look at that lead already, 3.4 seconds. So making good that fresh air he has, disappearing off into the distance. Let's go back on board with Ogozazan. I've probably said his name about 19 different ways so far tonight. We'll have to find out which one of them is correct, if any. Got Lawson in the bag, Bud right in front. So 7th and 6th. There's positions to be had here. There's points still to be won for him. Brave move up the inside, side by side, but will be very slow out into the left-hander. No, still 2 by 2 here. So hopefully this does not end in tears. He has the inside line note. It's a little bit of curb, a little bit of a wiggle there. So that might give the car on the inside still a chance to go for the apex. Got to make sure they give each other enough room. Bit of touring car like door-on-door action there. Oh no, and goes. Yeah, it's unlucky. Such a hard corner. That is such an easy mistake to make. And that's not going to be the easiest place to get turned around as well if anyone's behind on track. But no, there's a sufficient gap, so that's a massive shame for him. Massive shame, but it was good for hard fighting from both of them, I think. Just hasn't gone his way, unfortunately. Just going to put the foot around the balance of the car. The weight's just shifted too far to the left. And it's carried on round. So 30 seconds until the checker flag comes out. We'll see where Empower is shortly. So it's Kobalecki down in 9th. So just behind Conor Garrett. This mid-pack still quite close from 6th back to 10th really. Not much time between them. See where Empower is. So he's just starting one more lap. So the timer will hit 0 and then when he passes the line next time, that will be race over. I think that's Adam Drain just ahead of him. Shaw's still looking on for a solid podium. Another good drive from him. So it really comes on well in the second half of the race by the looks of things. Right in behind Damien Jensen. So only 5 or 6 seconds back. Did what they could in terms of defence to Empower, but yeah, he's hard to keep behind. But Empower's driven superbly tonight. So not quite gone his way in first race. Second race much better for him. Car gets out of the way, very well done. Good awareness that. So not quite gone the way for Adam Drain that he would have hoped. Final couple of corners and it's another superb drive from Empower. But this time he takes the win. Well done to him there. Comes over the line for the race victory. Superbly done. Damien Jensen will come over the line in seconds. Zandvliet very happy there with his third spot there on the podium. Visage Okoli coming home in 4th. Still not a bad finish from him. Bas Silstra coming home in 5th. Nice points for him there. In the bag, Bud 6th ahead of Lawson and Kobalecki. Sasha Rupel coming home in 9th. Conor Garrett, I think, making a mistake maybe on that final lap. Comes home in 10th, so he dropped back a little bit. Ogos again, as well as we saw, who had that spin. Comes home in 11th. Jay Middleton just behind in 12th. Just going to hold off Darrell Wright for that 12th position. Darrell Wright coming home in 13th. Zamfir Radu and Martin Webb having a good old fight down to the end here. Another couple of corners for them to go. This carousel roller coaster final 2 turns. They get through nice and cleanly. Very close between the two of them, but Zamfir, the Romanian, will just hold on to that 14th spot. Martin Webb taking 15th. Adam Drain 16th, and then Krauk, unfortunately, a DNF in 17th. I think maybe again having issues with the curbs. Very easily done around here. But fastest lap for Empower again, a 1:02.286. Not quite up to the speed of his first race, but minus the mistakes that he made in race number 1. He takes a really solid win. So well done, Empower. Damien Jensen, another solid drive from him. Really looking good in these. Van Zandvliet. Dear, that's not going to be the easiest name for me to say. I might just call him Shaw's. In 3rd, great drive from him in 3rd spot. And then Visage Okoli, yeah, started in 2nd, made it up to 1st quite early on, but finishes in 4th in the end. Still some good points for him to be had then. So yeah, good start to their championship for those guys. So they do have one more race this evening. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to love and leave you, I'm afraid. Not been too well last couple of days, and yeah, not been quite a bit of pain, and it's getting worse, frankly. And rather than sit here and suffer and make myself more ill, I'm going to love and leave you, I'm afraid. So yeah, cheers for tuning in for the first night of this league. It looks to be a very interesting one, especially if we get any more circuits like this, which I very highly doubt. So I do apologise I have to leave early. So they have one more race. Hopefully it'll go well. We'll get the results in nice and shortly. But yeah, apologies for having to end the stream a little bit earlier than I'd hoped. I'll be back on the Monday with the final round of the AMS 2 League. Touring Cars on the Project Cars 2 on Tuesday. We've got GT3s on ACC next Thursday, and I'll be back here with round number 2 of this championship at Chang International Circuit full next Friday at the same time. So yeah, cheers everyone. Yeah, apologies for the end. Yeah, sorry man. Haven't had to end too early, feeling ill, but yeah, I know when I'm being stubborn. So yeah, cheers everybody. Much appreciate your eyes and ears this evening. Have a wonderful weekend, and hopefully I'll see you on Monday. If not, take care. See you all soon, and goodbye.